Good evening. This is Bipin here, and thank you very much for watching again. I am coming up with a new video which talks about a very important subject relating to the project delays. What are the like critical reasons for project delay, and how probably or how easily we can fix those project delays and achieve the project goals on time. All right, so starting with, say, for example, a project is being assigned for 6 months, and which is the actual project timeline that we can see here. Actual project timeline of 6 months. So, for example, we assume that the project has multiple tasks being listed, and we have approximately 50 tasks in the project. And each of those 50 tasks is being planned on an average 2.5 days approximately, right? Some of them can be 3 days, some of them can be 2 days. So on an average, each of those tasks are coming to 2.5 days each. And somehow we are delaying just by 1 day against each task. 1 day is very nominal, very minimal, I would say. But 1 day we are extending, or we are going beyond the assigned time. All right. So 1 day is what we are having a delay. So from this per se, we are going to see how the calculations will impact the overall the project delays, right? So 50 tasks, it's a calculation, simple mathematics. 50 tasks multiplied by 2.5, 125 days, approximately 6 months. So although we are supposed to finish in 6 months, but somehow because of this 1 day delay, this 50 task, which has been the original timeline of 2.5 days each, and we are adding up 1 day delay, which is coming to 50 days delay in that overall project, approximately 2.5 months delay is happening, which is contributed by this 1 day delay against each of the tasks. So this is the kind of overall impact which we generally see from a very minimal, delays against each and every activities. So if some activities are being delayed by, say, 3 or 4 days or a week, you can assume how long the project will overshoot its original timeline, right? So how basically we can avoid this? We do have uh, project management processes being assigned. We have people being assigned who work, whether that is project management or project team, or whether that is technical parties or the execution teams. But end of the day, there are few critical, actions which will make sure that we are not overshooting a project timeline, right? The first action is proactive actions. The first one is proactive actions. So what do you mean by proactive actions? I will give a very simple example which will actually shorten the video. Uh, so if, say, for example, we are executing the project activities, and we are executing certain changes in the system. So we will have some change record or some tickets or some change record or some change schedules that we are preparing. Say a particular phase of the project is being completed through 5 changes, right? And all those 5 changes are coming as change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we complete change number 1, and there is, say, a gap of 2 days, example, or and then the change number 2 comes up, and then again another gap of 2 days, and then change number 3 comes up, right? So what we need to probably do is that once the activity or the change 1 completes, what we will have to do, that once the activity or the change 1 completes, we will have to go ahead and create or take the necessary actions to create the changes or plan the changes, get the approvals in place within that 2 days time. We cannot wait till the end of that 2 days to make those preparations for the next activity or next change. So basically in the timeline of say 10 days where 5 changes are coming, all those 10 days, although it is having 2 days of probably you can say monitoring or cooling period or just to give a gap within the activities to make sure that the activities are stabilized, okay, or we can say stabilizing period, we cannot sit back saying that change was one is being done. I have 2 days to go to change two, so I can relax for one day. The second day I will take care of it. No, we cannot actually do that. So we have to utilize that time for that entire 10 days where that 5 changes are happening. We have to continuously and actively work for that 10 days to make sure that the 5 changes are completing on time, right? So that is all about proactive actions. So we have to do it. It's not like till last minute waiting and then running around from here and there trying to make sure the activity two is happening. But end of the day, if the things are not being aligned, the activity two will delay, and that's where one day delay will come into the picture, right? Now coming to activity follow up. Okay, so follow up is a very important point, right? So when we during a project multiple parties work, and each of those parties have their own responsibility, and they are connected to each other to make sure that the entire project is getting executed, right? So the managers or the management team or the I would say the project governance team, whoever is working or providing the project management support to the executing party, they will have to make sure that active follow-up is happening with the relative parties or relative execution parties, and then dependencies are being sorted out on time, right? So active follow-up is very much needed throughout this entire timeline of 6 months, which is being defined here. So throughout this entire timeline, the project office, or I would say the managers or the project team, cannot sit back and relax. They will have to actually continuously keep on working and running, okay, to make sure that the activities are being taken care of by the respective parties. Active engagement, this is also being linked to the follow-ups. So actively the parties need to be engaged. If party one, I'm talking about execution parties. If party one, party two, party three parties are working for this project, they will have to actively engage and talk to each other, okay, to understand where there are dependency. Party one, if they are actively engaged with party two and party three, and they are doing their job on time, but end of the day, if the party two is not talking to party one or not trying to understand that party one, what are the dependencies in party one? Okay, if they have certain dependencies, not notifying them in advance, saying that I'm going to do this, please make sure that you have your equipment ready. Okay, you have your machines ready by then because I have a dependency on that. So this interaction or engagement is very much required. Okay, active cooperation is also very much required. What is the difference between engagement and cooperation? Engagement talks about activities, right? Manager send an email to another manager saying that I need your party to take care of this activity. That's the typical engagement. But when you say about active cooperation, it is actually talking about the party two understanding the work of party one, because all the three parties need to finish their job, then only the project will finish, right? So party two need to understand the pain points of party one. Party one need to understand the pain points of party two, vice versa, and then party three, party two, party one. All of them need to be connected, and all of them need to be understanding the value additions that each of those parties are giving to the entire project. Okay, one party finishing their part will not be called as a entire project execution because rest of the two parties deliverables will be contributing to the overall project success. The last component is very important, and why I'm saying this, because management support, okay, I understand management will say that I am, or I would say leadership support, right? Management and leadership, they will say, all right, I have given you people, I have given you money, I have given you the project tools. Okay, now go and work. It's not like that, right? So why it is not like that? Management cannot be a consumer in this particular scenario. Management has to be also an active party in executing this entire project. It is something like, in a very simplified example, okay, it is something like, I am being the owner of the house. I have a cook, and I am asking him that you make, say, particular dish of, say, made out of chicken. Or, all right. So I tell him that you go and make this dish. All right. Now, for today's dinner, and I will give him the tools, whatever material he requires to prepare that dish. But end of the day, I need to also understand where exactly he need help. Does he really know how to make that dish? Okay. When making that dish, is he having some problem? Right? So all those understandings need to be there, and wherever he requires, the cook requires support, I have to provide that so that I can get the end dish, that dinner to eat, right? The same way, management, once they provide the resources and the money and whatever resources it is, whether that is a material resource or financial resource or whatever, so they cannot be sitting idle. They have to also actively follow up and understand if the project party or the technical party or the execution parties require support in somewhere. I will give you another very simple example. When a project is happening, sometime we end up creating lots of individual change records, right? Individual change record for the execution of the entire project. Okay, just simply go ahead and create. Now, when we are creating, say, if a project, if this entire 6 months project, if there are, say, 50 individual change records coming into the picture, 50 individual change record, the management team, or I will say the project team, have to follow up with so many parties to get those changes approved, right? So that approval sequence, that is also an effort to the project, right? That is also certain time being assigned to the project. Now that time will be included within that 6 months. It's an effort, active effort, right? So instead of that, if there is a project happening and it is not impacting the end users or end business till the time that project completion is not done, it is something like building a house, right? Building a house, okay, till the end, end result comes out, till the time the house is being built, nobody is going to stay there. People are not going to stay there, right? So it will not be utilized. Okay, so what happens is that the day one itself, if the builder gets all the resources and everything and the approval saying that go and build it, you have approval for building, you have approval for electricity, you have approval for water, all those supplies and everything is that these are all letters, go ahead and build it. Okay, one single approval is being provided. It will be easy for the builder to go ahead and build it within the time without wasting his valuable time to run after water approval separately, electricity approval separately, building approval separately, land approval separately, right? So these separate approvals, it takes lots of time. So that can be avoided if management, who is nothing but the owner of the business, provides a single approval saying that go and build it. You have all the approvals, you can utilize electricity, you can utilize water, you can utilize the you have all the approvals from the government. Okay, go and build it, right? Single approval or single process which is being enabled, and eventually the builder will build that in the time which is being assigned. So management support is a very crucial component in addition to the components, or I would say the efforts, different type of efforts which is being listed here, to be put by the execution party and the project team, right? So this entire components, once it is being coming under one single circle, one single sphere, this 1 day delay will not happen. This 1 day delay will not happen against the activity, because everybody is aligned, everyone is connected, everybody is getting the support, everyone knows the effect, everyone knows the results, everyone knows where exactly the impacts are and how to overcome that impact. So this 1 day delay will not happen, and eventually each of those tasks which was being planned for 2.5 days on an average will be finishing within that timeline itself, and the project will cut off here exactly in 6 months' time, or maybe earlier. If the work happens faster, maybe earlier, but at the most, let us by 6 months, the project will finish. So this is a very simple understanding. It's all about human to human interactions and understandings and work together as a team. All of these parties has to be as a team, including management and leadership, and then only a project timeline can be achieved on time. So I hope that this particular session has been quite helpful. So in case if you have any input, suggestions, you can write it to me in my email address. Thank you very much once again for watching this video. I will bring up a few more quick videos soon regarding some of the topics and understandings which probably I had in my work experience period or in past a few years of work. So, but this is all toward the best benefit for business and how best probably we can do the job better. So, thank you very much once again, and have a nice day to all of you. Please do take care of yourself. Thank you very much. Bye bye.